and clear, it sets me free. With the world I share my dreams. Ashmore Fair fuels the steam. Building bridges wide and strong. Together we all belong. Hand in hand we rise above. Onpassive leads with strength and love. Unshakable trust we find in the heart, in the mind. Ashmore Fair stands so tall. Guiding us we give our all. In the storm we hold on tight. Through the darkness find our light. Innovation at its best. In our leader we invest. Together we face our fears. Through the laughter, through the tears. Ash's vision leads the way. In Onpassive we will stay. Every step we grow so much. Feeling magic in his touch. Unity and hope we see. Ashmore Fair sets us free. Unshakable trust we find in the heart, in the mind. Ashmore Fair stands so tall. Guiding us we give our all. Unshakable trust we find in the heart, in the mind. Ashmore Fair stands so tall. Guiding us we give our all. In the storm we hold on tight. Through the darkness find our light. Innovation at its best. In us we give our all. In the storm we hold on tight. Through the darkness find our light. Through the darkness find our light. Innovation at its best. Together we face our fears. Through the laughter, through the tears. Ash's vision leads the way. In Onpassive we will stay. With each step we grow so much. Feeling magic in his touch. Unity and hope we see. Ashmore Fair sets us free. Sets us free.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Stop going there.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that all of you are having a fabulous, amazing day. Today, we have all come together, us naysayers, because I want to hear some of our favorite Onpassivians discuss rock bottom. And remember the other day when I made a comment when we were watching all of Marty DeGarmo's illegal income claims about how maybe he should just make an Excel spreadsheet and share it? Well, I guess the good news is that he did that. So we're also going to be looking at that today. It's probably going to be a bit of a shorter live than usual, but I kind of want to keep this Excel sheet display, this Excel sheet presentation, like on its own, so that I could get to it easily in future if I ever need to kind of pull it up again. I make sure that I am saving all of the legal income claims that they are making. It is taking me a very long time to kind of go through. I want to make sure that I watch each one a few times and just make sure I don't miss any, because as we discussed on that live stream, every time that they make like a full statement about the money they're going to make and what they're going to do with it, like that's one claim. So it's a lot to kind of go through, even if they're only talking about it for like 10 to 20 minutes during their live stream. It ends up being like they're doing like an illegal income claim every 30 seconds to a minute. I have to write down exactly what they're saying and what the timestamps are and all of that fun stuff. And then maybe I will ask for your guys' help in reporting it with me. And I will make it available to everyone like we have done in the past when we have had to report these things. I report illegal income claims to the Federal Trade Commission, as I urge everyone to. Please, if you see them, take a screenshot of it, report it. You have to know who's making it, like the person's name that's making the claim, what company they are a part of, and then have proof of the claim. As long as you have that information, they can kind of take it from there. So I'm going to say hello to everybody. Albs is in it to scam it as always. And Jelly Snack is here saying this is massive. It's a massive madness is what it is. And Sherry's here. And Mr. Level is with us today. And I'm so sorry. I think it's Ashhawk. I'm sorry if I've mispronounced that. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And Arthur is here. It's good to see you, Arthur. And Joe slipped in. Hello, Joe. I'm glad that you could make it. And Ellen is here and asks, how many more years do you think we'll be watching this junk? Well, for certain, we are definitely, we're most likely going to be watching it until at least the SEC court case, which is April 2026. As discussed before, even if that goes very, very quickly and it was solved all on the 6th, which, by the way, it might take a few weeks of the case, you know, I don't know how it's going to go. So it could be like numerous days that they're in court for, you know what I'm saying? So that can go on for a little bit. And then even if they win that, that really only stops Ash and Onpassive from running in the United States. So that will depend on where they take it from there. If Ash chooses to continue Onpassive illegally in the US and then, or maybe he'll leave the US and then take it elsewhere. Unfortunately, they can put a directors of bar on him, but I think that will only go for the US. So I'm not even going to lie to you. It might not end it. It might take a little bit more than that to end it, which is why I don't think that we should stop fighting, and which is why when they make illegal income claims, we need to record them and report them, because basically we still have to do whatever we can to get this shut down, which is why I also want to get the FTC in on it, even though the SEC case is already going, because some people are like, well, they're already getting sued. And I'm like, yeah, but then they're doing other things. So why are we letting them, you know? Ashufara for Commerce Secretary, oh, Lord, who would probably happen. Yes, stop going there. Stop going there.
Stop going there.
Today we are going to go there, but I wish that they would stop going there with their damn claims. But before we get into the claims, I want to take a moment because I have been busy over the last couple days. And so I was watching Marty's channel, and all of a sudden, everyone just started to talk about rock bottom and how they were all in rock bottom. And it was kind of a funny thing that happened. So I thought that we would go through a few of their rock bottom videos. So I have Marty's that we'll start with. I also have Chris Johnson and Mike Ellis. And I also have Dan Street, because we've been seeing a lot of Dan Street again. And for those of you that watch the Recovering Hunbot, she recently did a video in which, you know, Dan Street was quite present for it. So I thought we would also take a little look at what he has to say about rock bottom. They're very short.
Yeah, I've been in high gear for a couple of days. I don't know if the batteries are going to last. But anyway, yeah, talking about hitting rock bottom, I looked at many companies that this happened to. I mean, bad things. And they were big companies, IBM, Netflix, Ford Motor Company, Apple. They all took a nosedive, big time nosedive. Here's what helped them work. If you have somebody with the drive, nobody more drive than Ashmafara, hitting rock bottom
That picture
can be a magnificent thing to happen.
Okay.
Because what it really does, as I'm looking at all these different ones, it forces a new perspective and reassessment of your goals. Now, he knows the goals, and then you get the clarity of gaining from adversity can bring renowned focus, resilience, and drive, setting the stage for a comeback that is even stronger than before. Every step feels more meaningful when it is forged out of a struggle.
It's so weird to think of the whole, like, you have to struggle in order to succeed. Although that's true, it's just bizarre to take the struggle that they've had of, like, their company being a scam and then not being able to illegally run, and Ash just fucking it up at every turn. Like, that's not the same as, like, hitting rock bottom and then working your way up. You know what I mean? It's a weird comparison.
Often leading to success with deeper sense of purpose. Yeah, when you're down, you focus on every step now. You don't take for granted 1 through 7 steps are fine. I'm going right to 8. No.
See, like, this would make more sense if right now the OES was bumping, people were signing up left, right, and center. All of their products were there and working perfectly. Then this speech would, like, make sense. But I'm kind of over here like, aren't you still in your rock bottom?
Oh, you look at every one. And I believe Ash does too, by the way. This was meant to happen. Did it hurt? Way more for him than it does us, okay? Because he's the man footing the bill. He has all the pressure on his back. But what would have happened if he didn't? Would we be taking a trip with people that maybe would never get us where we want to go? I think so. But now he's surrounded with people that impress him. And if you can impress Ash, that's good enough for me, because I know him well enough that he's a stickler on that's not good enough, that's not good enough, that's not. But when you can go into a room and say, this is what I'd like to have, and they add to what you're saying, that's mind-blowing.
What?
It's just absolutely mind-blowing.
Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, hitting rock bottom really, because you're in the weeds, right? While you're in the weeds and he's micromanaging this and this and this, and you start to believe that the situation you're in is normal. But when you get knocked to the ground and you stand back up, you look at the situation.
There's irony in this, because that's how I feel about them. They've been lied to by Ash so much and have this not work out. Every few months, this thing has been supposedly launching, right? Every few months, it doesn't happen. So they've been on this constant roller coaster ride of, like, being excited, getting let down, being excited, getting let down, to the point now where they are actually convincing themselves that, like, this last letdown was all supposed to happen and that they should be grateful for it. And it's almost because they have to do that, because they've just gotten so used to this thing not launching. And maybe it's become easier for them to just sit around and dream. Because the last time they tried to launch it with products involved, their most successful launch, when they had the O Connect last September, it didn't really go as they had all hoped. It didn't go viral and how they had all dreamed it. And, you know, it's a weird thing that people do where they will kind of be like, I would rather live in my delusion of future success and this happening in the future than having to face the present, because it keeps fucking up, and having to come to terms with the fact that this thing is actually a scam. So when I see them as, like, stuck in this weird loop and this situation and not being able to get out of it.
Situation said, I should have never been in that position. If I had this, if I had that. So when you have the right people, you don't know it until you lose the wrong people.
And I'm not really sure what that means. But losing the wrong people should not be losing the people that are in your pyramid scheme with you. Losing the wrong people should be like losing your family members, losing the friends that you have surrounded yourself with, like that, not losing people in a pyramid scheme. And it's almost like he's like, you don't want to lose us. So they've clipped all of these. So I guess you were supposed to watch that clip if you were in Onpassive, and you were supposed to get motivated. So now we have one that is from Chris Johnson and also Mike Ellis. Good old Mike Ellis, by the way.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
And let me tell you something about rock bottom, folks. Whoever's listening, when I was at the rock bottom, I found
Jesus Christ, I think the whole fucking country's listening. I think everyone can hear you on your entire continent. Why are you yelling so loud?
diamonds. I moved some of those rocks and I found more diamonds. And then I took those diamonds and I put them above my head. And this is what this panel is made of. People that were under the rocks, that were bouncing off the rocks. They're coming out. Listen, if I was brand new and listening to this, I would have signed up an hour ago.
Except you can't, because you literally cannot sign up with any of the links right now. You can't register for the OES. So I don't know what the point of saying that is. But Violet says rock bottom. Like at the bottom of the grave Ash dug for you and you cheered him on while he did it. And then he like lied to you about it and blamed it on the employees he owes money to. Hi, Takara, how are you? That was what that noise was a couple of days ago.
I wouldn't even care what it was, but this is one of the most amazing webinars I've seen in a long time. Every one of you touched diamonds, gold, silver, platinum. We are there. Like Mike said, we might be at the bottom, but we're not, but we're collecting.
You would actually have a better chance at making money if you invested in gold, silver, and platinum instead of in Onpassive, funnily enough.
Things right now. We're collecting some amazing things so we can bring them people off the bottom above ourselves. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what this company is all about. Back to you. I got to get back to work, Collins.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming, Chris. That was really, really amazing. Really amazing. Yeah, we're collecting things, as you said. That is really, really great. So let me turn to my brother, Mike Ellis.
But it's like, what are you collecting? Like, what do you mean you're collecting things? Collecting lies? I don't understand.
The floor is yours.
Mike Ellis.
Yeah, no, this webinar's had just a ton of wisdom.
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by going back to work either, Keg. But he said he had to go back to work. I'm assuming he means he's doing like some kind of project around his house or something. I don't know. Fool's gold. Joe says, last time he invested in diamonds, it didn't work out so well. Probably.
Wisdom, everybody, absolute great job. I really want to play off of what Comfort had to say, just very, very quickly, Collins.
Like, great job of what? Motivational speaking? Okay. Like, that's all we're doing here.
You know, when you start to talk about rock bottom, a lot of people have the tendency to go there and get very, very comfortable there. They live in their own misery and they get comfortable with that and they never leave it. We don't want you to do that. A lot of people, when they start to look up, they see the top of the mountain and they're going, it's just someplace I can never get to. When they start to see their life and
I don't relate. My rock bottom, I was like a homeless addict. So I didn't want to stay there at all. I got out of that situation as quickly as I could. So I just don't relate.
And how it's deteriorated, they don't look up anymore. And what we want you to do is start to look up. Start to look at the top of the mountain.
I'm like, people get comfortable at rock bottom? That's a thing? That's a thing? Yeah, before I was with my husband, when I was with my ex, we lost our house. And then I was homeless for like 2 years before we got a place. So we lived in motels and stuff. And couch hopped at friends' houses with the 2 dogs. Fuck. It was not fun. It was not fun. That's when I really became an addict. And I went on, that's when I went on methadone. Got the hell out of that situation as soon as I could. Left the whole city like a couple years later. So I don't relate to this, like, it's living rock bottom. My ex OD'd in 2019. That's where I was headed. So I'm glad I got out like 2013. So I really do not relate. I do not relate because I don't think many people that have actually reached rock bottom and what that usually means for people, right? Like, I don't think any of us would ever tell anyone that it's a comfortable place to be. So I've never heard the whole, like, people get comfortable at rock bottom. I've heard people get comfortable in their own ways and, people get comfortable with their situation. And, like, maybe that's true if your situation is just, like, rock bottom, I guess. But that was a weird motivational speech. Like, I've never heard him go that way. People get comfortable at rock bottom. They just love it. Like, who are these people? Who?
Start to keep your eyes on the prize. And a lot of people that hit that rock bottom, eyes on the prize is something they never think about. This is what Mr. Move.
Now I feel like we're like victim blaming the people that hit rock bottom. Which let's not do that. Let's not do that. But also, this company, your Onpassive company, hit rock bottom because of what Ash did. It's like they don't understand this. You know what I mean? It's like he put you there. Okay, you didn't hit rock bottom. He dragged you there. He said, "We're going to rock bottom. Let's go." And then jumped in. He jumped into that hole that Marty showed at the beginning of his. So, like, it's a little different. Like Joe says, for us in recovery, rock bottom is a hell of a lot different than for founders, apparently. Mike is an ice cold reptile. I agree. Like, the one thing about Mike is he's like empty. It's bizarre. He has this like weird professional front almost that he puts on these webinars, and there's not like much emotion or real feeling behind it. It's like very robotic. Like, he's a very robotic person, I find. And it's crazy because you can watch a lot of the founders and kind of see them change a little bit over the years, even in how they do their little speeches. But like Mike Ellis is the exact same. Like, you could play any Mike Ellis video and it could be for any time and Onpassive. And he has like the exact same way of speaking. There's like a disconnect there. I don't know. You know? He could pick your pocket while staring you in the eyes. Probably.
As far as brought to the table, you can look up. You can look at the top of the mountain, and he gives you a way to get there. And if you're having difficulty, he's going to come behind you and he's going to push your little ass up, and you will get to the top of the mountain.
What the hell was that? He's going to come behind you and push your little ass up? I don't like that. Let's not say that ever again. I think for Mike, rock bottom is a comfortable American middle-class life, right? I can see Julie working at a massage spa by next year, but she needs a lot of cosmetics. She looks hella rough. Poor Julie is starting to look rough. The stress of this has gotten to her.
This is what it's all about. This is what Mr. Mufar has brought to the table. This is what you have today, period. I'll turn it back to you, Collins. Go ahead.
This is what you have today, period, he says, which is kind of funny. This is what you have today, period. So now we have dance streets. Like I said, these were clipped. So that's all you're supposed to see. They do, of course, have the entire webinar up that you can watch. It's just a lot of this. So it's up to you if you want to go check them out. But these ones were clipped and re-uploaded on Marty and Chris's channels. And I'm sure other people have re-uploaded. I just don't check other people's channels every day like I check those ones. So they've been uploading these clips, and it's just kind of funny to me that, like, to see what it is that they think is super important that they clip out of their webinars. And I always picture them like uploading it and going, yeah, that's real motivational. That will really get them right in the feels, you know? And then it's just something like that for 2 minutes. And you're like, why did we need to clip this and re-upload it? For what? Julie was the one woman support team for 800,000 founders. No one deserves that. Hell, for real. For real. She really was, though. We often said, poor Julie. Because Ash would be like, if you're having problems, just write Julie. And I was like, oh my God. I would not want to be Julie. Like, everybody's writing Julie. Julie's not sleeping. People are that, because that was also back when they had their login issues. So yeah, there was a time when you couldn't even log into the OES. So I guess they've kind of come a long way. I mean, there's the OES. We're getting somewhere. It's the slowest moving train in the history of the world, but I guess it's chugging along. So Dance Street, in case you missed the Recovering Hunbots live stream the other day, which I highly recommend going and checking out after this if you haven't seen it. This is Dan Street. He actually is with Mike Ellis and Marty DeGarmo, and that's what makes Onpassive Nation, is Marty and Mike, and this is Dan Street. So I thought we would also hear from him today before we go and watch Marty do more illegal income claims.
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me today, guys. This is an interesting topic because I'm sure we all have our rock bottom journeys. I know I have. You know, I've been involved in sales and commission sales my whole life, and I was in a company once. It was a commercial office furnishing company, and you know, I'd go out to these businesses and I would sell commercial office furnishings to them and try and furnish their offices, and
That would be fun.
They would either either have some success and make some.
I love decorating. That would be like a really fun job to me.
Commissions or not. But the challenge of that type of a business was that I could sell a lot of furniture, but I wouldn't get paid until it was delivered and paid for. So I could have a lapse of 2 months where I wouldn't get paid for it, be paid anything. So that was a lull.
I mean, isn't that usually how it goes? Most cases? I don't know. I've worked a lot of customer service and sales jobs. Because, see, a lot of times in customer service, you end up also doing sales, at least upselling, right? Like, but then I've also had jobs that are just sales, and I don't do any of the customer service. But I don't think I've ever gotten commissions before they paid for the service or the product. Like, ever. It's always they have to make a payment. Like, Yeah, no, they would have to make a payment to get the service or the product, whether it was phone service, lawn care service, any products. Like I don't think anywhere pays commission before they pay for the product. But okay, sorry.
And I might have times where I don't sell anything. So that happened to me, and it was I struggled financially. And then I got into the medical industry, and I had a
yeah, I know for sure. Kig says I never worked in sales, but him speaking about it sounds like he only got commissions and no base pay. And I've lucked out because up until I was doing like MLM stuff, I got hourly and then also commissions. So that was good. Or a salary and then commissions. Right? But even if you were getting, like, even in jobs that you only get commission, which there aren't many here in Canada, to be honest, like, I really still think that they would have to buy the product or the service before you would get your commissions. And that's just because, like, if they cancel it, unfortunately, that's no longer a sale for you. And that means that you're not owed the commissions off of it. So sometimes it usually do, like, you don't see those commissions until the next month. And that way the customer usually has a 30-day, like, that they can kind of like call up and be like, hey, I bought this thing within, 2 weeks ago. I actually changed my mind. I don't want it. And then it would be canceled and like refunded back to them without like any issue or them even having to give a reason. And that's like in our consumer protection laws as well. That's for consumers to give them enough time. Because buyer's remorse is a thing. And especially like in an industry where you're doing just sales. So oftentimes you won't get the commissions for that month until the following month because of that, because there's that 30 days. So they'll wait the 30 days out before they award you your commissions. So I'm like, even in MLMs, like they're not going to give it to you, right? Until the person pays the money. Like nowhere does. And I think that's more to protect the consumer and then also protect the business. Because what if they pay you the commission and then like the customer cancels? And then like, are they supposed to eat the costs or do they come to you and make you refund that money out of your pay? That sounds illegal. Like I don't know. I know here that wouldn't go down.
30-year career, and that was when I pulled myself out of that. But we all have our struggles, and we all pull ourselves.
So was he selling medical equipment? Because that's a pretty decent job, you would think. Selling medical equipment has to be all right.
Out of them, and but I think that we all just have to be grateful for what we have while we pursue our dreams. Okay, we have to look
again with the OES in the state it's in right now. A little weird to say that, Dan.
Look at and be content and grateful for what we have now while we're pursuing what we know to be our dream. And we have to learn to be content, be happy, and at peace with our situation no matter what difficult circumstances we might face. And corporations either fail. This can happen on a corporate basis or it can happen individually. Corporations either fail because of their inferior products or compared to their competition, or the lack of demand or mismanagement, or a lot of different reasons why companies can fail. And it's their ability to recognize their faults and failures and get back on the right track. And if they're
so don't you think that Ash then also has that responsibility? And he should be doing that? Because it sounds like Ash instead just kind of keeps going. He's stubborn. He just keeps going. He goes, no, I don't care if we can't do it that way. I want to do it that way. So I'm going to keep trying to do it that way. And then it keeps not working out. And then he's like getting mad. And it's just bizarre.
Discipline and they have the desire to persevere and stay motivated and meet the challenges, some of these companies can rebound and reach a certain level of success, if not be very successful.
Yeah, but you need products for that. Like some of them can rebound. And that's the thing. We're still kind of waiting for this one to rebound. Because Onpassive is supposed to be rebounded. I don't know how to say that. It's supposed to have launched already, right? It was going to be a September to remember, then an October. Now we're mid-November, like still waiting. I guess you can update your profile in the OES. Oh, goody. But other than that, that's the only change since October 4th when the OES went back up. So nothing's been added and there is no new update right now. So still kind of waiting. I'm wondering if Ash is going to make an appearance. It would be nice to see him. I'm wondering if he's going to make an appearance over the Christmas holidays. And let me know your thoughts about that down below, especially my replay crew out there. I want to hear from you if you think that Ash is going to show his face again over the next month and a half, right? I guess you could say, because yeah, it's the 15th tomorrow. Mid-month, and we haven't seen Ash since October 3rd. Which is kind of funny. We haven't seen him since the OES came back up. You know? No, that's not it. The live is not done, Mr. Level. The live is not done. We still have a little bit more to go through. Because as I stated, Marty just cannot stop making illegal fucking income claims. And the other day we went through several that he had made. And then literally now there's another one. But I feel like this one might also be partially my fault. Because I did suggest that, the day before that he should make an Excel sheet. And he did. You're going to stick with Christmas Eve, a savior will come to save us. And it'll be Mr. Ash Mufara, sir. Lord of the internet. He'll just show up all like,
my name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
And then your kids will be, the grandkids and the kids will all be like, I thought that Santa was coming, Mommy. Who's this man? Yeah, that would suck. Anyway, Math with Marty 4. Yeah, there's like 4 videos of Marty now. Just dedicated to Marty making endless illegal income claims about Onpassive. So the other day during his live stream, he did an Excel sheet presentation. So I have clipped that for us to watch together. Should be great fun. Gotta love it.
Look, I know people are excited about numbers and figures and bobbity boobity blah. Let's remember. These numbers are basic. If the company sells a product for $100, you own the product. You can make commission. If the company pays 25%, like they did a year ago, September, if they do, if you have 20 sales, you're going to make $6,000 a year. If you maintain that for 12 months, or $500 a month. If you add 20 more sales.
Okay, this chart starts at 20 sales. So it depends on you getting 20 sales of OConnect in 1 month for you to make $6,000 a year. And right now, the only product that they had for sale before they crashed was the OConnect. So right now, like, people wouldn't even be making $6,000 a year. That's awful. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. Evening, all. Marty isn't thinking big. We need Ellis's spreadsheet. That's a massive one.
you're going to add $500 more, and you're going to go to $12,000
Lord.
a year. 20 more sales gives you 60 sales, $100 product, 25%, $1,500 a month. And that's life-changing. Listen, 500 is life-changing. 500 is life-changing for most of the people in the world, like above life-changing.
Wow.
And you just work your way down. For every 20 new people, if we're using $100 product at 25%.
Oh, scammer's throat clear. 2 in a row. Look at that. Baron says, remember to divide by 25. Oh, Lord. All of them. He just sat there, just going through every single 300 divided by 25. 400 divided by 25. He did 600 like 3 times. I was about to have an aneurysm. I was like, if this man divides 600 by 25 one more time, okay? Like, but just, okay, 20 people. I need to ask you, all right? Do you know 20 people that need to use a video conferencing app? Just off the top of your head. You watching this right now. If I said, all right, 20 people, we're going to send them to it. Let's go. Would you be able to write down on a piece of paper 20 people to go and sell this to? Because it's like they think that 20 sales isn't a lot. But in an MLM, especially with these products, that's a lot. That's a lot. And as you can see, the yearly income of that is only $6,000. So looking at this chart, I know that they try to make it sound really great and really positive, but these aren't the millions of dollars that was promised. So it's like, these numbers aren't exactly great. This isn't something that is attainable or realistic. So it's going to most likely be less than $6,000 yearly income. But these people were promised that they would be able to pay for all of their expenses, and then they would have money left over to be able to like help their entire communities. And as you can see, based on this chart, which they're so proud of, that's not even their reality. Like, it's still not great numbers. And like I said, this is just so unrealistic. Like, you're going to get 20 people. Like I said, can you think of 20 people? Do you think the people in Papua New Guinea are going to be selling it to 20 people? You know, they bring up South Africa a lot. Do you think everyone there is going to be able to be selling this to like 120 people? Violet's like, I don't know a single person that I would be able to sell OConnect to. I have friends that work online and I wouldn't even be able to sell it to them. Like, they would be like, why am I paying this much for this? Like, no, because here's the thing. If you're actually doing a place of employment, most places of employment have a plan like this already. So people are paying for this out of their pocket if it's for their work. Not many people need this personally. You know? So it's like, it's just so unrealistic. But I think it's great he starts at 20 sales. And it goes up by 20.
We'll add an extra $500 a month. 20 more, you get 3,000. 20 more, you get 4,000 a month. 20 more, you get 45. 20 more, you get $5,000. When you get $5,000 a month,
like thanks, we know, we can see.
Now let's remember, this company's growing and moving and shaking and exploding.
When
by the time a year comes, you think we're going to have more than one product?
No. I don't even think you're going to get your one product over the next year. And I have no reason to think that you're going to get it over the next year. Because this is my whole point, is that history repeats itself. And based on from 2021 until today, and we've gone back and watched even before that. It's just, I've been here since late 2021 talking about this. And from then until now, okay, Ash doesn't really have a great track record for getting things done. He hasn't even gotten this shit done before the end of September or October like he promised. So I have no reason to think that in the next year there's going to be a whole bunch of products for sale. I'm worried that you're not going to get your OConnect up and running in the next year. We'll be lucky if you do, really. Never mind able to sell.
And do you think you'll have more than 200 customers? You see what I'm saying? This is if everything stays the same. 20 products, 20 sales, 1 product, $100, 25% commission, $6,000 a year. And it stays at $6,000 for it. No, it's always going to be moving. Why? I would hope as you start to make commissions, you take some of that commission money and purchase more what? Targeted traffic. That's the golden goose. Targeted traffic is elusive.
Like Mark says, why would any normal person buy OConnect when there are free products? The 10,000 user argument is ridiculous because who needs 10,000 people to be on a webinar with each other at the same time, all sharing their screens? Like, it's nobody.
So if people could get targeted traffic, you wouldn't have 98% of people online in MLM and
really?
drop ship and email marketing failing.
Okay.
No matter what they give you, great website, these tools are amazing, this and that.
Hey, Marty, do you not see the irony in what you're saying? Like, you don't see the irony in this? I really hope these people never get an opportunity to send Ash money. So do I, because we know that they're going to send it. And they shouldn't, and they don't need to. Because like Mark says, there's a whole bunch of free products or dirt cheap products in comparison. And here's the thing. In order for them to make the money off the product, they have to buy the product. And now, like Marty's saying here, they also have to buy targeted traffic for their Onpassive business. So we're paying a lot out of pocket here. So it's like, yeah, it's great that they have the OConnect to sell in future, hopefully, since they allegedly saved all the data, right? But everyone's going to have to buy it in order to sell it. And then every time they come out with a new product that's going to be for sale, that's also a new product they each have to purchase monthly. Otherwise, they don't get paid commissions. They only get O-coin, which they can only buy products with.
Nah, you ain't got no traffic. You don't have anybody watching or looking at what you have. It's not just traffic, it's targeted traffic. They're targeting people that are looking for this type of product that you're about to sell. Now, by the way, the only way to make a commission off a product, you got to own it yourself.
See?
I can't sell, if I had a McDonald's, I can't sell Big Macs if I didn't buy the Big Mac burgers before I sold them. They're not loaning them to me. You have to own it.
But that's actually kind of not true. Because when you buy a McDonald's franchise, you have to almost like rent the right to their trademark. Even if you privately own it yourself, like, and you're renting the building yourself, it's your private business, and you just want the trademark from them, like, you're still technically renting it. And here's the thing, they do have the right. If you fuck up, let's say, and you start running that McDonald's to the ground, and you know, you're I don't know, running drugs out the back, and the FBI comes and busts down the door and gets you, and McDonald's hears about that, you're gonna lose your right to use their McDonald's, like all of their logos and everything, their entire trademark. You won't be able to have a McDonald's anymore at that place. You know what I mean? Like that's also kind of not true. So you gotta look into that a little bit more. But it's actually illegal in an MLM to tell people that they have to purchase the product in order to make money off of selling the product. So again, Marty, that's illegal. You're doing illegal business practices while you're making illegal income claims on a fucking live stream, on a YouTube channel that is in your real name. I don't know how else to warn you. I'm surprised you've gotten away with all these illegal claims for as long as you have. You've been out here making them for 20 years for like 30 different companies. It's ridiculous. But like this one, it's like you don't even have an example of one person making a commission to the point, like I pointed out, where you could almost have a disclaimer. Like these guys can't even really have a disclaimer because it hasn't started yet. There is nobody's even made a thing in 1 month. So it's like, I don't even know what you would claim the average that somebody makes in this would be. $0. Which is why maybe for something like this, it would just be better if you didn't talk about income whatsoever. Because there almost is no way to talk about income for Onpassive without it being illegal, is my point. That's why we kind of went over the laws the other day too, because it was like, there is no world where you can be in Onpassive that hasn't launched, hasn't sold one product, not one person as a distributor has made 1 cent, and then you can come out here and make income claims in a legal way, where there's a disclaimer, and where you're like mentioning the average that someone makes, because if you did do that, it wouldn't look very good. You would basically have to admit every single few minutes during this presentation that the average amount that someone has made in Onpassive is $0, and that you actually don't have any of these products to sell yet. So everything is kind of up in the air, and these are all estimations and not like guesstimates, and not even based on the actual commission. Like we don't even have a commission plan here. This is how far behind we are. So when they're like, we're going to be selling these products to the public in a month, I'm like, no, you're not. Even if you could set it up for then, it's probably not going to happen because there's so much that you have to figure out still. Like their affiliate agreement is bonk as of right now. Everything's crashed and gone down. Like we don't know what things cost. It's just a mess. The whole thing's a mess. So it's like, there's no way to do this legally. Based accounting, that's right.
But the cool thing, you only need to own it once.
Oh.
Yes, you're paying on it every month, but listen, everything you're doing,
What?
because the system was set up this way, your profits can pay for everything. You got to initiate the ball rolling, and as you go, if you're doing well, a little in your pocket, a little in the gas tank, a little in the business, a little in your pocket, a little in the gas tank, a little in your business. And this will
that's not really saving humanity money now, is it?
grow bigger, faster, bigger. Then the day will come where you're making $5,000 a month, which would take 200 customers. You maintain that for a year, 25% commission on a $100 product. That's $60,000 a year. And you know the cool thing? These numbers are true to every.
And in the US, all right, you would probably need more than $60,000 a year to live comfortably. And in order to have $60,000 in a year, it's 200 people buying off of you. Like, and each person is going to get that many, you're saying.
Everyone on the planet. If it's a $100 product and they pay 25%, you're going to make 60 grand a year if you maintain 200 sales a month times 12 months.
Dude, that's a lot.
Just fact. And the cool thing about it, this works in every company in the world. The only problem with every company in the world is they don't.
Amish bacon is a $4 billion a year worldwide business. Onpassive will be massive. Based on what they're saying here, they're going to be the business that sells the most product in the entire world, because everyone's going to have 200 sales of OConnect under them. And like, I'm sure that when you start to do the math on that, it beats out beats out all of the big companies right now. It's just so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Marty, no one wants your invisible products. Marty, you are going to leave this world poor and pathetic because you are a lazy, greedy scammer right now. Yeah. There's no way you can get 2 customers, let alone 20. I'm telling you. Okay, you know they keep saying that most MLMs fail? All right, with most MLMs, like I pointed out before, it's 3-3-3. So you're told to get 3 people under you, get each of them to get 3 people, and then get each of them to get 3 people. Okay? And 99% of people in the world cannot do that. So now you want us to get 200 people? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, everyone's going to do that in Onpassive for sure. Like, that makes no sense. It makes no sense. Who's going to be signing up for this thing like that? Nobody. Maybe Marty can teach fantasy accounting. Fantasy accounting. MLM math with Marty.
Don't offer everything we have. You can't get the traffic. You can buy solo ads, $200, $300, $400 a month, and lucky if you get anybody, because most of those are garbage. Or you can learn how to market yourself, which will take a long time, hundreds and hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars to try to get an ad that might work. And all of us are in this mainly, right? In the beginning, we need to make money. I know I do.
Yeah, and remember, they're going to get all these new products. They're going to be buying traffic, and they're all going to have websites that are updating every single day with different stuff on them. You know, it's going to be great. Onpassive is going to be massive.
Why would I stay here 6 years?
I don't know.
Because the potential and the leader of this company cares more for me than anybody I've ever met.
He cares more for you than most of the people in this thing, apparently. Because if anyone else was out here making these types of illegal income claims, I'm sure he'd be mad at them. Ash will provide useless traffic for the founders and charge them for it. My 6 accounts will be part of that traffic. Can't wait, right? Honestly, I don't know how Don sticks it out listening to this day in and day out. Yeah, especially since when they're not doing webinars, they're watching webinars. What about your family, Marty? I don't know if Marty really cares much about his family.
In fact, he's doing more for me than I've done for myself.
Yeah, there you go.
I couldn't go do all that. I don't have the resources. I don't know how. I couldn't get the people. But
we're not as good as Ash Mufareh. He's the greatest man in the world. That's awful. That's awful. And the thing is, if Ash was a good leader, he would empower these guys to think that they could do it even without him, not that they needed him to be able to survive in this world. It's so like, ugh, hate it. She's probably so busy she doesn't have the time to watch and listen. I hope so. Honestly, in a way, I hope so for her sake. Because, I mean, look at Cece and then his wife. Cece from New York, Westchester County, the flat earther. And he does like a stream every once in a blue moon, records a video kind of thing. And his wife had enough. So like, imagine how much Marty's wife has to listen to. It's all day long. It's been all day long nonstop for the last 3 years. And like that, he's also been streaming every day for the last 3 years. Marty should take his carnivore diet onto the mukbang circuit. He'd probably do all right. Marty cares about his family. They are all founders. That's true. Even his 2-year-old grandson. Yep. Unfortunately true. Technically, they don't even need bots, as Onpassive controls the analytics. So in theory, they could just display whatever they want if they don't care about conversion rate. And that's the issue, isn't it? With Ash also being the one that has full control over the whole thing. I can't trust the system. All right. The government is corrupt enough. And now we have Ash Mufara trying to make his own government within an OES. I just can't trust it. Imagine if Don cut the internet. Cece's wife makes him do it in the car. I love that for him. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised that Marty hasn't been moved to the car yet, but he probably won't get up out of the chair. Maybe Don is part of a successful MLM. Maybe. Don is too busy taking care of their special needs grandson, which I find infuriating. I believe that they have custody of like all of their grandchildren now. I believe is like 5 grandchildren or something. So, yep.
Once in my life,
He sucks.
64, going to be 65. Everybody's getting the same deal.
They're not, though.
The same deal.
You're not, though, because look, the person with 80 is not getting the same deal as the person with 280 and etc. So, no, that's just an illusion. Or like a delusion. But you're just saying that, okay? Not everyone is going to get the same. Especially when you consider that you went to places and preyed on areas that don't even have the internet. So how is somebody there going to get 200 customers like you're allegedly going to get in the US? Like, I'm sorry, but I know you want to believe that this is a fair system and blah, 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 but it's still based on the products you can buy to then sell or based on the traffic you can buy. It's still very much about what you can pay for. And therefore, automatically, it's not an equal opportunity for every single person in there. So all your bullshit about, oh, I don't think that where you're born, it should matter, and da-da-da, that you talk, it does. It does, because this isn't just a system that passes out money to everyone. No, it's very much dependent on what they can buy. So, shut up, Marty. You know what would make the webinars better? Peppy music. They need something. They need something.
I don't care who you are.
O-Tunes.
Somebody, I don't have any skills. I'm 75 years old. I don't know. Purchase traffic.
Oh, God.
Send it to your site.
It's just like Bill Musk Productions and then John Barilla out here just hamming it up and singing.
You can get anything that you want at Ash Mufara's restaurant.
There is a show. There is a show. I miss it. I miss it. And I hope that Rob is doing well. I heard, by the way, that Rob is starting to do a bit better now. So there is some good news. I really do hope that he comes back and that they do the Roblin Lives again. Because right now I would love to watch a bunch of the Roblin Lives. I'm getting very, very tired of the other lives, like the Heroes webinar, all of the shinning the lights. Like, you know, we need some flavor. And I don't know. At least Rob's not a fucking sociopath.
Build your business. And there'll be other things. There'll be different products, different price, maybe even different percentage. We don't know.
Well, exactly.
Whatever the percentages, it works.
Like, we don't know if any of this is going to be true. So we decided to do Excel sheets and do 3 different webinars where we do math about it. Like, Jesus Christ.
If a product comes out for $50, 25% commission. Cut it in half.
That would be so awful, Violet.
But let's remember, as time's going, none of these numbers stay the same. The math stays the same, but the numbers don't. You're going to slowly be building more customers.
What the fuck is that?
Be adding.
The math stays the same, but the numbers don't. Wow, Marty. How profound.
More products. So you're getting products plus customers? How fast? Who knows? Who cares? Faster than we could do it on our own. Because on our own, numbers don't lie.
What?
And the numbers say 98% of us can't do it. Well, that's ignorant. You can't say that about me. I'm going by the percentage.
Yeah, 98% of the people in MLMs can't do it. And as of right now, 100% of the people in Onpassive have not been able to do anything. So those are your numbers right now. How much money has that people made in Onpassive? So far, the average distributor in Onpassive makes $0. Like, those are your numbers. Stick to them.
Go look it up. If any of you were online and made money, hey, Michael Williams knows how to market. He's made good money. The problem, he couldn't bring anybody with him. And if he could, that's why he has AIM. That's why he's called Michael Williams AIM. He set up a...
Hey, listen, what does it stand for? It stands for Automatic Internet Millionaire. I'm still waiting for the automatic part. Did he also forget to flick a switch and launch? Because, like, he's been out here for 6 fucking years with Onpassive, and he is still not an automatic internet millionaire. All right? The guy isn't even a millionaire. He hasn't even made $1 million off of MLMs. So it's literally just a made-up thing that he throws at the end of his fucking name to sound important. I'm waiting for the automatic part. When does that start? Sounds a lot like your targeted traffic. It's all just bullshit. All just buzz phrases that you tell people. Because you're scared that they're going to leave.
System to bring people with him. That's what myself, Mike, and Dan wanted to do. But how far can you go? How big of a scale can you do?
Yeah, there you go. Michael Williams, AIM. Michael Williams, AIM. Violet says it's Michael Williams' asinine, insane madness. That describes it a little better. You know? And the people that are listening aren't even listening. Great information by webinar. Respected, my great leader. They're in my stream, Marty. How do you sleep at night knowing that you're preying on people that don't even know what's going on? Promising them a bunch of money and then taking money from them, and they don't even know when they're coming or going or where they are. Like, explain that to me and how that makes you a good person.
Well, you can only focus. We found that we can help 4 people. Well, if you help 4 people,
Or a great leader.
It's not going to change.
I'm not your leader.
Because if those 4 can't do what you did, eventually they're going to quit. Because they can't afford to have this so-called business online.
Who's going to afford to be able to pay $100 per product when you have 50 products a month? Who? Because you have to buy all of them in order to make money off of them. Plus, on top of that, pay for access to the OES. Plus, on top of that, pay for the targeted traffic. You are no different than all the other MLMs, except you suck more because nobody can do anything. Nobody can register. Nobody can sell anything. You have no products and no one's made any money. Like, you're somehow worse than all the other MLMs and have less to offer. And then you sit here and you make statements like 98% of people are not successful in MLMs. And I'm like, yeah, that's about right, Marty. That's about the only honest statistic that you give. But it's like you don't clue in that you're not part of the 2%. Okay? Because the other ones are more successful than you are and have been for the last 6 years. So what's going to change all of a sudden? Because, like, we've been waiting, nothing's happening, and it looks like Ash has disappeared. You keep saying that you guys are talking to him, but we haven't seen no proof of that. So where is he? Is he going to come back? Or maybe you'll just be left in the dust now, making Excel sheets and trying to get everyone to hold on for another month, for all of eternity.
With this, we all win and we all have the same opportunity. It's amazing. I'm blown away. Yes. Oh, I could make 10 grand a month? Yes. It's the potential's there. My opinion is way more.
That's a lie.
But let's start small, but think big. Take baby steps. Let's move. Let's get going.
Telling people that they're going to start with 20 sales a month is not taking baby steps. And there's a reason why other MLMs don't tend to do that, Marty.
Stop thinking about, well, what's he doing and where are we going and why doesn't he? Listen, he's there.
Is he? Haven't seen him since October 3rd. So where is he? I know Tanya thinks she's seen him, and we'll get into that tomorrow. But, like, where is he? I haven't seen him at all since October when he said that this was going to be pumping out products into my OES system. And then instead, you actually took them all out of there. You did the opposite of what you said you were going to do. Then you took the website away. Now everyone's just sitting in the OES doing nothing. It's boring. So, of course, people are like, what's going on? Where is Ash? When are the products coming? They were supposed to be in our OES 2 months ago. Then instead, they all got taken out. There's not even products listed in the dashboard anymore. So, like I said, he did the opposite. But then I'm supposed to trust that you are just going to what? Randomly give me these products now in future? Again, why would I believe that? Tell me. Where is he? Where's the money? Where's Home Connect? Where's the data, damn it? I'm having a hard time thinking that you saved it all, because it seems to be taking a very long time. Saying so much for if you didn't hear it directly from Ash, it doesn't count. That didn't last long. Shocking. Right? It's because they just can't stop talking. I mean, the only one that's going to be hitting rock bottom is going to be you, Marty, because you keep digging yourself a bigger and bigger hole with these illegal income claims. Thomas says, I have it on good authority. Ash was seen at a donut shop in rural Michigan with Elvis, Jim Morrison, and Bigfoot. And then John Lennon came in, and then they went out for dinner with Tupac later on.
Give me one name of anybody you know, anybody in your whole life. I don't care if you're 90, that would have went through what he went through and stayed and still said, I'm going to build this vision for people. That's why I'm here.
Ash pocketing $108 million and then pocketing a bunch more money from them last year and then still dangling a carrot in front of their face is allegedly a sacrifice that he's made for all of them that they should be grateful for. Lord.
That's why that's his why. You don't know anybody. I don't. Even the biggest names in the world. Biggest. Would they stay and work it for themselves? Yeah. That's why you have people walk around worth $100 billion.
Not Ash.
But would they stay and build it for others? I know no one.
I mean, like the $108 million that Ash pocketed? Like that?
I'd love to see you find somebody. It's just not going to happen. So we are blessed. Anyway, those are numbers there. A lot of fun. I want to let people know we all have the same game, and very important. Commissions are generated by sales. It's not magical. The magic is the process.
Do you think that that's a disclaimer? That's not a disclaimer, Marty. It's not a disclaimer at all. Sorry, doesn't count. It is hard to work to spend 100+ million, right? Remember when they said everyone should forego Christmas presents for their kids to rent OConnect instead? Yep, that was last year. There was also the year before where they all gave up Christmas as well in hopes that it was coming the next year. So again, wonder what's going to happen this Christmas. Yay! They're all hard. Blessed, curse. What's the difference? What's the difference? It's all the same, especially in Onpassive, apparently. When last did Ash say the word commissions? You know what? Ash hasn't brought it up at all. It's like the OConnect commissions that they're all owed from 2023 just disappeared. Just disappeared. He brought up that people stole from him, but he never actually said they stole the commissions. He just said that people have been stealing and trying to bring Onpassive down. So it kind of like, I think they all took it as their commissions were stolen. Because you know how they like to read between the lines and translate what he says. But he didn't really say that. Right? Until he tells us his side of that story, we might not know. MC says, I hope people are seeing that these numbers will be impossible to meet. I hope so, but there's a lot of them that are eating it up and going, I can't wait. This is going to be amazing. Santa Ash is coming to town.
Magic is what we are offered. That's the magic.
Better watch out. You're all going to cry.
We can do this because it was
Here
made
comes
simple.
the man who says do or die.
These numbers have always been right. The problem
Even
is
my computer was
97, 98%.
Don't think, Queen. Just don't do it.
Of the people never get to see them because they're missing the tools or the way the system was set up, and we fail. We start off.
Okay, but again, do you not see the irony?
We're going to fail, and that's sad. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you. I just wanted to go over this to let you know. But you look at all these numbers, and just it's math.
Math.
So many sales a month. 400 sales a month. 400. It's not that much.
Yeah. Easy.
We'll make you $120,000 a year. If you maintain that at 25%, at $100 product price. Product cost, commission, amount of sales monthly, yearly income.
We can read. Thank you, Marty.
I better get it. Come on, I better nothing. Let's make it happen. We can do 2%. Ash has done all the gold mining, right? He's in there digging for gold. He finds the vein of gold.
So they've done something really funny. You know how they say 98% of people are not successful in MLMs, but we're going to be the 2%. And then they claim that that's because Ash is going to be doing 98% of the work in Onpassive, and they only need to do 2%. And because those numbers add up to 100, that means that they're going to be 100% successful. And that is how they do this math in their brains. And maybe if you understand that that's how they do math, then this chart doesn't look so crazy to you anymore, does it? Because it's like, obviously, we're not doing math the same way that the rest of us are used to doing math. And trust me, I'm bad at math, but I know that these numbers are awful. Like 20 customers.
And he's only asking us to come get a bucket and grab it. It's not hard. He's letting us in the gold mine. He did all the work. Anyway,
all right.
That's my 2.5 cents. Thank you very much.
It's like next time, maybe just keep it to yourself. You need the money. All right. You need the money.
Make Mark.
Good morning. That was very good, DeGarmo. Listen, you know the only downfall is when Marty puts these videos that there's some great comments. Raphael just put a beautiful one in there, and this just
and it says, we have done it our way. Building dreams for others. Now we are in position to build our own dreams along with Onpassive and our CEO. Just a little more patience.
gentleman, MacArthur Robinson, this makes things so easy to understand. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Marty. Everyone should be able to understand this concept.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it true. Unfortunately, the fact that it's easy to understand and the fact that it's coming from Marty DeGarmo doesn't make it true. Where in the world is Ashraf Mufara? Chris looks like he's ready to go deer hunting. He does. Maybe he should do that instead. Sell some deer skins, and then he could actually make some money. Does that count that Marty got out of his seat? I don't know if he actually did, though. Barely.
There was millions of beautiful comments I couldn't share, but thank you. This is, hey, listen, if I could go back 20 years and do things different, the one thing I would do different is look for people like Marty DeGarmo, Ash Mafara. Surround myself with great people. He's taught us this many times over and over. I have kicked a lot of negative people out of my life, literally, nicely. But Ash Mafara is the guy that you want to be around.
Not really.
No, you want to understand.
Nah.
Because he's the real deal. Regardless of what you find on the internet, Ash Mafara is the real deal, and he's got a heart of gold. Marty DeGarmo.
Yeah,
Mr.
allegedly.
Yeah.
He didn't seem too positive about that there, Marty. At the end of that, he didn't seem too positive about that. And I think it's kind of funny that Chris says that, you know, if he could go back 20 years, that's what he would change out of everything he could change. Well, Chris, if you did that instead of working, then you wouldn't have had your good retirement, your good pension there. So I don't know if I'd wish that. Because to me, these are people that don't get done what they claim that they're going to. And they like to lie and exaggerate and do illegal activity. So I don't know why you'd want to hang out with them. Anyway, that was Marty's Excel presentation. Another interesting thing at the end there, Chris mentioned that he's been kicking a lot of people out of his life. I hope to God, Chris, that you're not stopping taking your insulin and then also kicking family members and actual friends out of your life for this thing. And when you tell me things like that, and then you go on live streams and tell me that you're not in a cult, what am I supposed to think? Because if you have to stop talking to family and friends in order to be successful in something, I don't know. I don't think that it's a good thing. I just don't. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Chris looks like Ted Nugent's slow cousin Fred. I really do wish that Marty and Chris would get out of it. But, I doubt that they're going to ever leave. And tomorrow we are probably going to have our Friday with the Sayers of Nay. So make sure that you stay tuned to the community tab. I love all of you. I'm just exhausted. And so that's all I really got for today. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a fabulous rest of your days. Let me know all your thoughts down below. I'm just mad. Like, Marty, stop making illegal fucking income claims, damn it. It does appear that they've stopped for now, at least showing us these types of presentations. So that's good. And again, I'll let you guys know about reporting it. So I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah! Bye. We're in it to win it.
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. Is that the call?
Hey.
And I'm your friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own. And it breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or spying, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was screaming at Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the questions about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all morning long. It's not the answer you want, but
Yeah.
call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
All right, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune into crazy men talking about their experiences.
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
And I'm your friend.
Stop going there. That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own YouTube channel. And it breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.